is it considered ethical for people to own so many houses? Don't you know that buying up all these homes is what's causing the housing shortage?
Investors buying up houses is not causing the housing shortage. How are you not greedy? Because amounts don't create greed. Greed is a spirit. It is not an amount.
Greed is not an amount, it is a spirit. Fuck knows what that means. But what I do know is investors owning a lot of real estate do not cause the fucking housing crisis. If an investor owns a piece of real estate and it is rented out, that actually creates housing supply for the rental market. If that investor did not buy the property and that property went for sale, these people who complain about the housing crisis probably couldn't afford to buy the fucking house anyway, so it would just sit there for sale and it wouldn't actually create more housing supply. This bullshit message that gets spun, whether it's in the United States like that video was, or whether it's in Australia, about people who own lots of property create a housing crisis, is absolute garbage. Because if an investor didn't buy the property and the property then went to market for an owner-occupier to purchase, and the person who was going to rent that property, if it was a rental, couldn't afford to then buy it as an owner-occupier property, it's fucking pointless. Roughly 65 to 70% of Australians own real estate, whether it's outright or with a mortgage, and 30 to 35% of Australians are renters. Now, the 30 to 35% of Australians that are renters wouldn't all of a sudden become property buyers if there was no rental stock, because property values are what they are due to more people wanting to live in a location than there are houses available to buy in that location. If you have a finite amount of land in any location, which we do in Australia, most people want to live close to the water, there is no more land available, you can't build any more houses on the land that is currently there, what happens over time is the prices grow. You can't add more supply to these areas because there is no more land to build on. So prices are going to grow regardless. And even if there was a huge push of housing supply out into the marketplace, they could only push housing supply into the marketplace in locations where there is land available to build those houses. If you went and pushed 400,000 or 500,000 or 1 million fucking houses out there, and there is 1 million people who want to live in those houses, 300,000 of them would actually go and live in the houses, and 700,000 of them would say, fuck living out there, I want to live in here. And because they don't want to live out there and they want to live in here, and in here there's a finite amount of property and there's 700,000 more people who want to live there, prices are going to continue to grow regardless if investors own them or it's only able to be purchased by owner-occupier buyers. There is not a housing crisis, there is just an inability for people to accept that they don't earn enough money to live in the location that they want to live in, and they either have to earn more money to live in that location or they have to go live in a location that they can afford to live in.